naiyak ako sa'yo. Ano ba yan? But, yun nga, siguro sa kakatrabaho, you know, you're very similar to my mom. Hi everyone! Welcome to Wonder Stories. So, I know na nakita nyo na ang bagong baby ko, ang Wonder Jane. And as part of Wonder Jane's commitment to our audience, we want to empower individuals and we want to share stories that will inspire each and every one of us, myself included. We will be sharing stories about ordinary people with extraordinary stories. This is our very first episode, and I am so excited because for our first story, we are featuring an incredible story of a mother. So very close to my heart. And I virtually met her on Instagram. Yes. Sa Instagram lang kami nagkakilala. She messaged me one time to ask for a greeting for her daughter, Richie, who is differently abled. And from her message, I was instantly inspired by her story and Richie's story. And I just really thought na this story will also inspire a lot of you. And I really want to share it with all of you. So without further ado, let me invite also part of Wonder Jane's team, Kath Elefante, our in-house writer. Without further ado, I want to welcome Farah de Guzman, our super duper wonderful mommy. Hi, Farah.
Hi, Farah. Nice to meet you.
Hi everyone. Hi LJ. Hi Cass.
Okay.
Yeah.
So LJ, 'di ba you mentioned na you met Farah online sa Instagram? Can you tell us a little bit more about that story?
Well, di talaga ako madalas mag-check ng private messages, especially on Instagram, because sometimes it gets a lot. So, hindi ko rin talaga nababasa lahat. And I feel like it's unfair for me to filter out some messages, you know. So, sometimes lang kapag may extra time lang and I check it. Tapos I chanced upon Farah's message because she was asking for a video greeting. And she shared briefly Richie's story on her message. So I was really touched and honored na kahit papaano meron naman pala kaming parang konting happiness na nabibigay kay Rich. We are so honored. It's our pleasure to be able to um, make people happy in that way. Kasi bilang artists, kahit papaano yun yung parang naibibigay namin na entertainment. Alam mo yung parang pag malungkot ka mo, somehow, di ba, mapapasaya namin yung ibang tao. And I was deeply touched. So, nagpadala talaga kami ng video kay Farah. Ikaw, Farah, anong reaction mo?
Actually, Rishi has been watching your vlogs ever since. Nagsimula kay Aki pa lang.
Wow.
Natutuwa siya kay Aki. And you. Tapos nung si Summer, natuwa siya kay Summer. Tsaka lagi siyang sinasabi, si Ate LG ang ganda-ganda.
Wow. Wow naman, Richie,
Kahit,
sobra ka
lalo
na.
pag yung mga workout mo na sasabihin niya, tignan mo kahit nag-workout si Ate LG, walang makeup, ang kinis-kinis ng balat.
Naiya naman ako kay
So,
Richie.
every time that I see her doing that, kasi she's a very sweet kid. Sobra. Yung iilan lang yung mga bagay na nakakapagpasaya sa kanya. Kasi there are times na kapag may, just to give a brief background, there are things na hindi niya maalala. So, those things na nagpapasaya sa kanya, lessens yung lungkot pag naiisip niyang hindi niya nagagawa yun. And I'm so thankful and grateful sa iyo. Nung pinapanood ko yun sa kanya kasi it was a surprise, I let her watch it around 10 p.m. na on her birthday. And yung message mo, parang pinag-meet talaga tayo ni God kasi yung message around noon, di ba? On her birthday. Tapos nung sabi mo, abot pa ba kami?
Yes.
Sabi ko, abot pa.
Sorry
Sabi
kasi nga hindi
pa.
ako nagche-check talaga. So, nung nakita ko, oh my gosh, it's today. Yan, was she happy?
Sobra. She watched it at 10 o'clock. 3 o'clock na nung madaling araw, natutulog na kami. Sabi ng ate niya, Ichi, bukas ka na uli manood. Kasi she keeps on repeating on watching that video. Paulit-ulit lang siya. Tapos hanggang sa kinabukasan, sabi niya, Nanay, kinikilig talaga ako. Binati ako ni Ate LJ tsaka ni Kuya Paolo. So, I was so grateful kasi sobra, thank you. You did that small thing for us. For you, it might be a small thing, but to us, it's a big thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Hindi lang alam ng mga tao, panay din naman kami ng mga ibang artista at ibang personalities. So, we also feel the same, may isang beses si Aki nakita niya isang artista sa The Flash, nakasabay namin sa aeroplano. Oh my God, nanginginig talaga siya. So, sobrang na ano rin ako, na starstruck din ako, na excited ako for my son. Iningan ko rin ng picture. Nagpa-picture din kami nila, Aki. So, nafe-feel din namin yan. Super. I'm so happy para na natuwa si Richie. Hindi yun small thing sa amin. Malaking bagay yun sa amin. And yung support and love that she gives to my family, talagang na-appreciate namin yun. But we want to know more about, you said na si Richie, she cannot remember everything. Diba? Tama ba ako? Can you give us a background of her condition?
Not everybody around us actually knows the case ni Richie. But my family solely knows exactly kung ano nangyayari sa kanya. She's a very intelligent child. Even before bata pa siya, magaling siya, reading skills niya. I had no doubt that she's okay. Until she was 7, that was 2007, di syempre dumaan ka ng Kinder 2, Kinder 1, Prep, diba? Supposedly, yung pinag-aralan mo ng Kinder 2, Kinder 1, Prep, you still remember it when you reach grade 1. But I noticed that the things that she doesn't do on a daily basis, nakakalimutan niya yung simpleng subtraction sa iba. Sa kanya, hindi niya na yung kaya, yung magbilang ng 1 to 100. Minsan, she skips things kasi she doesn't count 1 to 100 every day naman eh. So, sabi ko, siguro medyo delayed lang yung studies niya. So, I give her more time pagdating sa pag-aaral. My mother helped me out. Pero as the time progressed, yun, doon ko na napansin. Simple things na utusan mo siya sa tindahan, bibigyan mo siya ng, pag 2 items, we're good. Pag mga 5 items na, she will go back because she can only remember 2. Tapos, dumating sa point na may mga conversation kami sa family, her sister, siya, kami ng mami ko, na pag pinag-uusapan namin, blank yung face niya, whether it be a sad experience or a happy experience. And then when I asked her, do you remember that? Nakatingin lang siya sa akin. That's the sad part, pag umiyak na siya, tapos sinasabi niya, bakit kayo alam niyo yun? Ba't ako hindi ko alam? But ako, I don't remember those things. So, all this time, I was discussing it with a college friend of mine. And sabi niya sa akin, why don't you have her check? At the time kasi, that was back in 2007 eh. Parang hindi very open ang tao sa discussion with how differently abled children. So, nung time na binanggit ko kay mami, may mom, at first, sabi niya, baka medyo mahina lang ang utak. Sabi ko, no. Kasi pag mahina ang utak, pag nag-aral ka ngayon, when you take the exam tomorrow, babagsak ka pag mahina ang utak mo. Pag sabi ko, yun sa kanya, pag inaral niya ngayon, tomorrow she takes the exam, she's good. Pero the lessons that she took this year, next year, pag diniscuss ulit, totally blank out. Wala na. Wala na yung mga lessons na yun. So, nung time na binanggit sa akin ng friend ko that I have her check, my mom and I decided to have her check. And apparently, we have this working memory and long-term memory and short-term memories. There are some people na yung short-term memory ang problema nila. They don't remember things that was discussed ngayon or a few days ago. There are people na selective naman yung long-term memory nila. May maaalala sila, may hindi sila maaalala. Yung working memory daw, yun daw yung organization natin ng dapat gawin. Na at times, when the working memory fails, totally we forget everything. There were series of questions that were made during the time that we had her consulted. Tapos, yun, diniscuss namin ng doctor na apparently Richie has a problem of retaining memories longer than 2 years. So, she can remember small things within the 2-year period of time, pero more than 2 years, if it's not discussed, if she doesn't do it, she doesn't remember it. So if she met you within 2-year period and you were close to her, maalala ka niya. Maalala niya things about you. But yung lagpas ng 2 years, wala, totally faced sa kanya yon. Lalo na if you don't talk to her within the past 2 years. So, at first, it was hard. Kasi you're a mother yourself.
Yes.
Diba, ang hirap sabihin pag sinabi sa'yo yun, hindi mo naman pwedeng ipaliwanag sa isang, she was what?
She was how old when she was diagnosed, Farah?
9 years old na siya when she was diagnosed.
But that's still young. I mean, for you
exactly.
to explain to her what's happening.
Hindi ko ma-explain sa kanya. Kaya pag nagtatanong siya ng, bakit ako hindi ko tanda, hindi ko masabi sa kanya at that time na, anak, kasi you're different. Kasi pag sinabi ng ate niya sa kanyang, iba ka kasi, Ichi. Sabi niya, hindi ako iba. Nagtatantrum siya at that time. Magwawala siya ng, hindi raw siya special. Kasi ang term at that time was special.
Yes.
Pag sinabi mong special at that time, they refer to all those differently abled kids. And para sa kanya, it's abnormality to be this kind of person. Na hindi ako ganito, parang ganun ang tingin niya sa kanya. It was hard. And sobrang sakit. It was really hard. Kasi it's hard to explain to people pag sinasabi nilang, kasi her sister, I have 2 kids. Her sister is sobrang talino. As in, super. So, almost everybody compares them. And I hate it when they do that. Kasi lagi ko sinasabi, you love every child of yours differently for what they are. Ayoko na, I'm sorry. Doon ako sa part na medyo
course.
Ayokong kino-compare nila yung ate sa kanya. Yes, her ate is very matalino, pero it doesn't mean na Richie is any less a person just because she's not as good as her sister. Right. So, naging batas ko sa bahay, even with my mom, huwag mo compare. Huwag mo sila i-compare. Sabi ko, don't let Richie feel that she's different. Kasi I want her to live as normal as possible, yung buhay niya, hindi siya i-compare kahit kanino. So, even with other people, I don't tell them what her condition is. Pag pinopost ko sa Facebook yung achievements ng ating niya, right after that, I post something about Richie's antics. Kasi si Richie she really brings a lot of joy in our lives. Meron siyang mga sinasabi na makes us happy. So, I follow it up with some things para hindi niya kino-compare yung sarili niya. She was around 14 when I started telling her na, anak, sometimes there are things that we don't want us to be. Parang ako, for example, I don't want us to live this kind of life with you not having a dad with us. Sabi ko, but we have to take a step on doing that para we can also find a way to make our lives better. Sabi ko sa kanya noon. Nung time na yon, laging sa school, nagsisimula na siyang mag-deteriorate nung nag-start ng around 13, 14 siya. Siguro kasi lagi niyang kino-compare yung sarili niya kasi ang ate niya every year umakyat ng stage. Maraming medal. So, every time, lagi niya kino-compare yung sarili niya. Nung 15 siya, sabi ko, alam mo anak, matalino ka eh. Sabi ko, you just have to put a little effort. Sabi ko, kasi yung iba classmate mo, if you ask them, they also study longer. Sabi ko, you're not like ate. You can study 30 minutes and you're done. You just put a little more effort. And I know, sabi ko, kaya mo. So, she started doing that. And then, kasi hirap siya with math, history, and science. to make it easier for her, I find other ways of teaching her. Yung paborito niya yung kwento nung island, yung kung bakit nagkaroon ng island ng ang Philippines, yung nagsimula daw kay Pangaea na island, if you're familiar
Yes,
with that
yes,
story.
yes.
I made that a story na si Pangaea kasi nalungkot siyang mag-isa kaya nahati siya sa dalawa, naging mag-asawa sila, nagkaroon sila ng maraming anak, so that became a story. And natandaan niya yun until now kasi yun yung naging favorite niya. Tapos
You,
when it comes,
Farah, I admire you for this yung short story, yung brief story that you have told us already now. Parang I admire you as a mother na parang you think of different ways.
Yeah,
You
creative.
'Di ba? You're very creative. Yung pagmamahal mo sa kids mo is very fair and parang napaka-unconditional ng love mo sa kanila. And I see how strong of a woman and a mother you are. But I also want to know more about you. I mean, in feeling ko kasi yung strength mo may pinanggagalingan. Kasi ang ang tibay mo. I mean, sa age ko ngayon, di pa naman ako sobrang tanda. I'm in my
bata ka pa.
30s. Feeling matanda po kasi ako. So I am in my 30s, but I know now that ang experience talagang great teacher natin. And with lots of experience, we grow into a different person, a stronger person. So I feel like meron ka talagang experiences in life. How are you ba as you as a woman? Can you give me muna a brief background of what you do in life? You mentioned that sila Farah, sila Richie, they don't have a dad anymore. So how did all of this evolve into the mother that you are?
When I got married, my mom told me one thing na hindi ko makakalimutan. Sabi niya, you can be not the best daughter, you can be not the best sister, not be the best friend. But remember, you have to be the best mother. Because those children, hindi nila ginusto na ikaw ang maging nanay nila. Pero ikaw ginusto mong maging nanay nila. So be the best one. And growing up, I saw how my mom did everything for me and my siblings. So, ang naging mentor ko and nakita ko, this is what I want to be. Someone who would put aside herself for her children. And yes, I'm separated. I'm a single mom for the past 16 years. It was not easy. Sobra.
Of course,
Nung,
it's not easy. I've been a single mom myself for quite some
Oo.
time. Yes.
Di ba yung
Sige
part
lang.
na pag iniisip mo yung paano ko pag-aaralin yung anak ko, the expenses, you have to be a father, you have to be a mother. So it means you have to earn, but at the same time, you have to be present when they need you. Kasi iba yung nandyan yung nanay eh. Yes, I have my mom there, and she was really a great help with me. Pero sabi ko, iba yung nanay. So, nung time na yon, all I wanted to do is do everything for the children. Every decision I made, literal, na iisipin ko, how would my kids react? How would my kids feel? Pag sila na yung mismo pinanggalingan na sobra na yung work mo, wala ka ng time for us, ano yun, sa akin, kaagad, ay, wait, wala na ata ko oras sa anak ko. Even though I would not be able to sleep that much, which is very important for me kasi I was doing two jobs as a parent. Pero nung time na yun, iniisip ko, yung tulog, wala yun. Mas mahalaga yung makikita ko masaya yung mga anak ko. And that was where my strength came from. Every time I see them smiling, every time I see them happy, pag malungkot ako when it's weird, there are times na pag nasa basa ko, pag bumabiyahe ako papunta sa work, I would think of the things that I have to take care of. Pero pag iniisip ko na yung time na, yeah, I'm doing this for my kids, it's enough. I know I'm good. And that's where I've been getting everything from.
You are a great mother, Farah. I feel your love for your kids and I can relate. ang sarap mo sigurong maging nanay. Yun lang masasabi ko. But
Thank you.
I just really admire you for that. Knowing you more now, and parang grateful ako lalo that our lives intersected. Alam mo yun, para marinig ko more about your story. Pero para alam ko rin na you are also going through something like personally, yung health condition mo. I mean, I know na you have been giving everything to your two kids. And sometimes one of the things that we forget as a mother is to take care of ourselves. Naiyak ako sa'yo. Ano ba yan? But, yun nga, siguro sa kakatrabaho, you know, you're very similar to my mom. Naiyak na talaga ako.
Sorry naman, naiyak kita.
It's okay.